Back in the book segment tonight, Rollin' with Carolla. On February 28th, our pal Adam interviewed the Lieutenant Governor of California, Gavin Newsom. During that podcast chat, Carolla put forth that some of the welfare doled out in America is because the family structure is broken down in many minority communities. After hearing that, the Huffington Post scorched Carolla, implying he was a racist. On March 7th, Carolla struck back.
The Huffington Post has come out with a story that says, Adam Carolla to Gavin Newsom, what's wrong with blacks and Latinos? That's it's not what I said to Gavin Newsom. I didn't bring up blacks and Latinos. He brought up blacks and Latinos. Me saying parents should stick around and raise their children, me saying families and cultures should focus on education, it's not radical or revolutionary. It's the truth. You are the system, Gavin Newsom. Fix the system. But you won't fix the system because you know what it takes to fix the system. And you're a coward. And guys like Huffington Post, you guys line up behind these people. And let me tell you something. You guys all have blood on your hands because the problem could be fixed.
All right, joining us now from L.A. is Adam Carolla. Now, you weren't surprised that the left-wing media would brand you a racist. That's what they do to everyone who is critical of the minority community or the gay community or anybody perceived to be vulnerable. If you criticize them, then they attack you personally. You know that.
Sure. As a matter of fact, if the Huffington Post was around, they would have called the doctor who discovered sickle cell a racist. That's just what they do. And my point is there's a problem. I'd like to look at the problem honestly and attempt to solve it, but we can't solve it if you're calling everyone who's attempting to solve the problem a racist. Absolutely true.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, when you say Gavin Newsom could solve the problem, I mean, what should Gavin Newsom do, and politicians like him, liberal politicians, what should they do to make things better in precincts that have divided families, collapsed families? What should they do?
Well, first, stop standing around and saying the system is broken when you're in charge of the system. It's like a crew chief on a NASCAR team going, don't blame me, the car's broken. The car's broken. Well, you're in charge of the car, so you fix the car. So the system is broken when you're in charge of the system is the worst answer I've ever heard. First thing you need to do is admit there's a problem. Second thing you need to do is distill the problem down to what it is, which is lack of parenting and single-family parents and the history of poverty and the perpetuation of poverty because of this. And then you have to do something that they're not willing to do because they need their vote. They have to be willing to judge. And they will not judge.
Right. There's no judgments made about fathers abandoning. Oh, they say it's bad, but they don't go in and form any programs to humiliate the fathers who abandon their children or the girls who are getting pregnant at 13 or 14. I mean, just here in New York City, we had a campaign by the mayor's office to discourage young girls from getting pregnant. All the ACLUs in there, you can't target them and this and that. So we know what the problem is, and we know that the left is never going to confront the problem. But you say they won't do it for venal reasons, that they want to keep people in the poorer precincts dependent on them. And you really believe that?
Well, they don't. They would like it if they stopped shooting each other. They would like it if they got out of poverty. They would like it if they tested higher and standardized testing. They would like it. They have nothing against those people, but they need their vote, and they know this message that I'm attempting to send is not going to get their vote. So what they need is a magic wand. They don't have a magic wand. They'll take the votes over the criticism any day of the week. And that's basically, they're making a deal. Essentially, it's a tacit agreement. We won't say anything. We'll look the other way. You ever see that movie, The Town? Did you ever see that movie, Bill?
Yeah, Affleck's movie, yeah.
Yeah, there was that part where they robbed the bank and they were jumping out of the van and they saw a Boston cop and he sort of looked at them and he saw them all with their assault rifles and he looked at them and then he just looked the other way, meaning I don't want to shoot you, you don't want to shoot me, I want to keep my job. That's what they do.
All right, Adam Carolla, everybody.